Assalamualaikum. In today's video, I'm going to go over some memorabilia type of sentimental things that I have documented when I first converted. Just like random stuff that I'm going to go over today to open it and see what's inside. Okay. Okay, so there's just a lot of stuff. So how are we gonna go through this? Just like close my eyes and pick things? I don't know. Yeah, so this is a sheet of paper that basically just says routine and habits to change. So I'm curious to see what habits I wanted to change. Oh, the first one is talking to myself. The one's not bad or anything, but I personally didn't want to just keep talking to myself, okay? Like, I wanted to be able to work things inside and not use that as like my first initial like a mechanism. Handshakes with males, talking to men for no real purpose, eating on the go. So I would just like eat while multitasking, and I thought that was like a guilty, my guilty conscience was like, oh, this is bad, but in reality, um, it's not far for you to sit down and eat properly and things like that. You can eat on the go. That's cool. I guess you want juicy stuff. So, okay, so I had this lady who would send me these. So I had this. So I converted while working at this place. So people saw me before Islam and after Islam and the change of all that. So during my processes, there was this lady that was very interested in like the spiritual journey that I was taking on, and she was non-Muslim, but she found like the whole experience very interesting, I guess. But she would give me these cards randomly that she picked up. I don't exactly know the origins of when she would give me these cards because they weren't like birthday cards, they weren't like occasion cards, but she just wanted to write her feelings about this, and I still don't know the whole thing. I don't think this is creepy. I don't think this is odd or anything like that. Like, it's rare for people to express, so I don't find it like odd or anything. So I'll go into the first one. I'm not reading it all, but every time I see you performing salah on your prayer mat at around 2:30 at lunch, noon, I must admit I feel kind of deeply touched by the way you continue to strengthen your faith. I already sensed your determination to abstract yourself from noises and buzz of voices at the lunchroom when you're salah, and last conversation we should almost like 2 weeks ago made me see how hard and committed you were seeking things that pleasing to Allah. So again, she's not a Muslim, so I'm wondering, I believe this celebration of Ramadan is more than important for you at this moment, as apart from your basic visible test you will certainly overcome. I am convinced it will also provide you a time for deeper reflection. So the first card, which is this one, she got a contact in January before I converted. So I don't know if she mentioned anything about me wanting to be or a journey with being Muslim, because I don't think I told anybody at this time. She's like, I know you've been sharing quite in a short time of work dealing with customers. So she said, like, you're a very sensible girl, but you also have anger. But you, and to say that you are also, like, and that you also got a temper of your own, and that we better keep something away from you, which tells me that you are also strong enough to stand up for yourself when you see things not fair. But yeah, that's very interesting. I also have a Ramadan note. When I first converted to Islam, I had mentors at the time, and they basically were there from teaching me Arabic. They're my conversion. They're always uplifting me, and my friend that I just seen the other day, she wrote me this message, and yeah, I just kept it for so long. Um, yeah, because it was very lonely Ramadan, your first Ramadan, so it's just really nice to have this as a commemoration, or I don't know how to say that, but like it shows that snippet of my life. That was the longest fast. That was from 6 all the way until 9 p.m. It was like a very, very long fast. What would happen was at work there was a bunch of Muslims, so the breaking of the fast, somebody would be running around the store with like dates. So alhamdulillah, that sweetness, the barakah of that charity type of, of giving of dates. Now I didn't know the good deeds of another person and like the reward they must have gotten for doing that for others. What? Liz? Okay, I'm a little psycho. I have always been into like something. Oh boy, drama. So I guess I'm teaching this right now. Okay, guys. Ramadan. Math for Ramadan. Okay, guys. Plus, have new habits, memorize new surah, plus, minus, subtracting things that causing you distance from yourself, from Allah, food, social media, certain people, old habits. Less is more. Multiply deeds, doubling the amount of Quran you read. Divide your wealth, divide your food, divide your tasks. Greater than symbol. God is greater than. Huh? So that's the motivational lesson of today. Math for life and Ramadan. Also made like analogies for like child and parents. For child, C is for caring, for caregiver. Oh. What? H is hard work through halal. I intend to enlighten. L, listen to learn. For D, decide based on Deen. Devote time to Deen. Okay. Made some little diagrams, like, well, I'm just trying to figure out life, Just trying to figure out life. Story. My husband and I, we met at our workplace, and a lot of the dawah conversations happen at the workplace, going home from the workplace, in public view. So he would never, obviously, like, there was no private gathering with my husband. He was basically doing it while walking in the streets, and I would ask questions, and I had notes and things like that to ask him about the religion and things like that. So I do have, I don't have the questions. I don't think I could find the exact questionings, but I had my lists. I don't have it right here, I don't think. But we met at work and I gave him a gift. Um, I don't know where it is. This is a very special, I don't know if I will put this online, but I basically wanted to commemorate all the certain places that we were in our spiritual walks. So we did walks basically in public settings. So on the way to, we did this, like we would go to Tim Hortons and he would explain basic concepts and things like that. And so we used to go to some Tim Hortons. And then I basically took pictures of like where we would go for our gatherings, for discussions, and I would write what I learned during those times on the back. Um, and then I basically just have other spots. So we had this bench, would be our station bench from our work. So we take the bus to from our work. We take a bus to a station. So we would just finish because he would go the other way from the subway line. So we would part ways, but before then, we would just talk about certain topics. These are just, along the side of our memories together. And so, yeah, that's that. I'm a very sentimental person. So, all the gifts that I give are mostly sentimental. And yeah, and then I have some other things. Our first receipt of our apartment together. So, you buy all the essentials, and it does say, I think you'll find it here, that it will say 27, 2000, sorry, 20, yeah, 2017. Alhamdulillah for, gosh, how many items? Hello, do I have to count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 items for $51. One item, I'll just use an example of one item. uh, a bath mat, 350. A shower curtain, 150. Wow. The most expensive shower curtain, $4. I wonder if, Dollarama, did you do good there? It was all over the place. I just wanted to kind of go through memorabilia and just kind of go back to some documentation of where it all started. So yeah, I started at work. This is the first time that I've met Muslims. Really, I had one childhood friend that was a Muslim, but this is like my first ever exposure. There's a whole story behind it, but I converted and then changed my lifestyle, and yeah, and then I left when I got married. Yeah, I wanted to leave because the toxic environment of being non-Muslim to Muslim and the outfit changes with that. So I used to be dressing very differently and acting differently and things like that. I wanted to have a fresh start rather than carry this identity all throughout. I really wanted to people to get first impressions of me, not this old outdated version of me in their heads still. So I conflicted with that a lot during my early years of being a Muslim. Not early year, but my first year of being a Muslim. I contemplated this period of I want to start fresh, but I would have to jump into something else. So I went into school and I liked school. I was like high GPA student and things like that, but after that was over, I didn't go into that field of what I did in my diploma. So yeah, that's just the rough down. Sorry, that's just the rough rundown of my life periods, and then this is documenting really the only first year or going into the second year. It's not really going out into everything else. This is of a state of loneliness, a state of mm, yeah, a state of loneliness in a sense, not being able to express it anywhere else, and being really futuristic. I really wanted to write letters to my future kids, and all of that encapsulated into these entries. So yeah, Assalamu alaikum.